This is the Normal Nerds Podcast, where two very normal dudes talk about very nerdy stuff. And what else do you feel like talking about? I'm your host, Maxwell Cerecio.
And I'm your host who wish your boy would get a real curse power, Davis Bates.
This episode is our flagship weekly anime review. So sit back, relax, and welcome to the Normal Nerds Podcast. All right, Davis.
Yo.
Hey, it's our flagship show.
It is our flagship show. It cracks me when you say it. It's like great. I just see when you say it's like the podcast is so much bigger than it is. It's our flagship show. But no, it is.
It's what started the entire podcast.
Yeah, it is.
So I was like, I'm gonna start pushing that.
Yeah, fuck it. Hell yeah.
It is by far our most popular episodes.
It's by far our most popular segment. Like,
oh yeah,
easily, and it's one that we've stuck with since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It was the foundation for the show.
It really was the foundation for the show. I think we deleted the episode where we talk about why we created the Normal Nerds Podcast.
Oh, probably because we were on terrible audio back then.
But the whole concept of creating the podcast for new listeners was I was driving home to Albany one day, and all I wanted to do was listen to an anime review, and every anime podcast, and every single one was the weebs beyond weebs, just like, and then I came back and I was like, and I just mentioned Davis. I was like, we talk about anime all the time, and we're totally.
It's pretty cool. We have pretty good takes on anime too. You know.
We have takes.
It's us.
Yeah. Unless your takes disagree, then.
Then it's me.
Yeah. And we talk about it all the time, so we're like, I wanted a podcast where it was like two normal people just talking about anime.
And like, unlike weebs, like we gush over the anime. Like we love the fun stuff that happens in it. So
what I love is like when we're doing the monster bracket, which you should, creepy monster bracket, whatever, scariest monster, you should go listen to episodes if you haven't, is we talked about how we put out the poll for Mothman versus Joromungo, whatever, and we're like, of course the Japanese monster won because we're a nerd podcast.
That's the foundation.
It's Japanese, so it's cool. But let's get into the anime review. You know how it goes. Right now we're reviewing two. We're gonna be reviewing what's that one called?
Shangri-La Frontier.
Yeah, we're gonna be reviewing that.
Yeah, I'm 3 episodes in right now. You got to catch up. That's what I'm reviewing right now.
Yep.
It's amazing though.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Go start watching that to catch up. Listen, guys, after SAO kind of ruined me for VR like style gaming that, because I was like, well, no one else is dying in these games, so I really can't, like, what's the real hang up? This one's awesome. This one's awesome.
I'm excited to watch it.
It's amazing. It doesn't have that dying aspect, but my god damn, it's so funny.
And the animation looks sick.
It's really good,
right.
yeah.
Which honestly is like, we always talk about, we're getting a little spoiled with this, but like, man, every show is, but like, this Time 100, I know they were put in a bad spot, but like, the animation of the show was nuts.
I know.
And Spy Family sometimes has a great animation for
they do, 100%. And JJK is amazing.
Oh, wow.
What I really like about Shangri-La Frontier, too, is that, like, you know, we're really being into Dungeon Crawler Carl right now, and like how he equips things and all that stuff. Oh, it feels so akin to it, the way he, like, he equips weapons like real fast. It's like, oh man, I feel that. But yeah, regardless, that's probably gonna be next week. We'll have that back. We'll have that coming as our third animated review, which would be nice.
You know, we usually try to do 3.
We try to do 3. 3 of the season, and it's really, really good. To the point where Shangri-La Frontier is actually so big that it was on a Comic-Con lanyard.
Yes.
Maxwell's a friend. Got him.
Yes. She went to Comic-Con, and it was on a lanyard for Comic-Con, which is that. And then I remember I was like, dude, oh my god, this was the show I was talking about. Yeah. That I haven't watched. I just saw a clip from it, and then I'm glad you watched it though, like because it solidified that. Like,
I was bored. Good, I was like, oh, all right, let's see what this is. He has alright takes. Let's see what he says. It's like, holy shit, this is great.
Yeah. So I'm super pumped to watch it. But
first 30 seconds, amazing.
Yeah. So we're gonna toss that one in next week. Get ready for that next week. Right now we only have the two. Jujutsu Kaisen and Spy Family, and we're going to start out with what is going to be the anime of the year. Doubt it. I don't know when Solo Leveling comes out, but
it's supposed to be the end of this year.
So that means it will not be in for anime of the year.
No, that's right. Totally right. You're totally right.
It has to make it by November. So, Jujutsu Kaisen, which will be anime of the year. Well, let's jump right into it. Jujutsu Kaisen season
2, baby.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. This episode, we have like no story content to really talk about with this episode, but we have so much to talk about and how well they did the fight in this episode. Insane. It was so good. The camera angles they did with usual, they kept doing first person camera angles and usually just like how he's dodging and all this stuff. Yeah. Like you don't think about that too, because like we watch anime like a third person video game, like it's just like, oh, he just dodges like this, like it's nothing, but in reality, like Juji can only see like this much.
Yeah.
Like we see his whole body, but he sees like this, and he has to guess the rest that he's jumping. So it's like it's wild to see this first person aspect, and I love it.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that, but you're totally right. That
because the episode was so insane that you forgot about the greatest part of it.
Yeah, that's so true. Because I was actually just thinking about it. I was like, oh yeah, and then you had the blood laser and all that kind of stuff. But it's really funny is now you point that out, and I think it kind of added to it. Is did you not feel like this episode you couldn't breathe?
100%, yeah.
Like
100%.
Yeah, like there was no time because
yeah.
like when we watch shows together and stuff like that, we're constantly like looking at each other and making comments.
How cool was that?
And I was thinking about it. I was like, this episode we really like we didn't take our eyes off the screen because there was just no time to breathe. It was just action.
So good.
And once again, Dave was mentioned on the podcast, but I just want to keep mentioning it's probably the best take about this season is for fight. Like there's so many fighting arcs and animes, but there's so many episodes where they're doing nothing, and every episode in this arc has been a fight.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about JJK. They've done this before too, with the Hanami fight in the tournament. Yeah, it's like they focus on the fight. They don't do the cutaways. They don't jump to a different set of characters who are just like walking down a hallway doing nothing. They really give you the fight, and that's why I appreciate the hell. Like Demon Slayer did at the end of Entertainment District arc, and I've always appreciated them for that. Like I hope it becomes a trend where anime just like do that. Like when it's a fight, it's a fight. Stay in the fight. Yeah. That's all you want to do.
Don't One Piece it.
Don't One Piece me, please.
One Piece is about the story.
Yeah, it totally is. Yes, I love One Piece. I love One Piece.
Oh, yeah.
You know this. Everyone who watches the podcast knows that I have watched One Piece for so many years. But the cutaways from the most important, the coolest scenes drive me insane. But yeah, JJK keeps you focused, keep you in the fight, and the animation of this fight was wild.
Oh, it was wild. Once again, wild. Hot take here, because I see on the internet sometimes. What?
Hot take.
Yeah, I know you're gonna have the exact same take, so it's fine. This is what makes us normal nerds. Everyone's always like, oh, the poor mappa employees. Oh, they're working such long hours, and I feel so bad for them. Blah, blah. I don't care. We don't care.
Yeah. They're amazing. I'm sorry. Like,
good job, Mappa.
Yeah. If this was like some sort of like slave labor and they weren't getting credit, yeah. But no, they are producing one of the best things I've seen ever.
So nice job, guys.
Yeah. Great. Good job. Yeah. You get the credit. You're amazing animators. You are spectacular. That's all I'm saying on that. Like, I don't feel bad for you.
Attack on Titan's over. Don't worry about it anymore.
I feel like they had like a generative AI and it's like early days. Just make that show. That's just like make Attack on Titan, but like the way I guess it's supposed to be done or something like that, and it was just terrible.
Also, before some absolute weeb blows me up in the comments for that, Attack on Titan technically isn't over. Yes, I know, but it's over.
There's no way one episode's gonna.
It ended when Aaron.
Hour-long episode.
It ended when Aaron pointed away.
Exactly.
That's when the show ended.
And in season 3. Cut out.
But yeah, you're right. This fight was like just once again Jujutsu Kaisen, and now we learned that the guy who did the hand-to-hand fighting on Naruto works on Jujutsu Kaisen.
Smart,
which
so smart.
That's because like their hand-to-hand combat is amazing. But referencing the beginning of the episode, hand-to-hand combat is awesome. Love watching Yuji punch people. It's great. Love watching him fight. But god damn, dude, like do something else.
Yeah, really. Yuji would be the strongest Jutsu sorcerer. Arguably, if he had a real, because Gojo doesn't have like physical damage that can hit him apparently, but whatever. Would be one of the strongest jutsu sorcerers in the world if he had a real technique. This double impact isn't a real technique. It just sounds like Yuji is just like punching once and there's a technique like punches again. So he's just using. Granted, he has Superman level strength. Well, superhuman level strength.
Calm down, nerds. We knew what he meant.
Yeah, he has superhuman strength. He can throw cars, but like. In reality, that's not enough to fight a curse. Like, so he was fighting this. All right, so this guy's not technically a curse. He's something in between. He's like they called him a demon womb painting.
Oh yeah, wasn't he like? Weren't him and his brothers like given curses or something that made them into what they are? I can't remember. I haven't watched. I don't remember everything from season 1.
I don't know.
I think that's what
I
it was.
don't understand the demon womb paintings. I don't.
I think they were like forced to mix with a curse when they were young.
Okay, all right.
Because that's why the one brother looks like a curse.
God.
And the other one has
that back,
butterfly wings,
and that back.
What's his back?
Remember the other brother? Like he had an entire face on his back, and he was like, "You can't see my back."
Oh yeah, because it's hideous.
Because I'm not cool. And then he tries to kill Nabarro, and then she bodies him.
Yeah, absolutely. But this brother, who is the oldest, I think he was.
Yeah, he's the oldest one that matters.
Yeah,
because he's drawn like a normal person.
Yeah, and
anime.
He is pretty badass.
Oh, he's fucking sick. Like,
I did love though when he's like, "Did my brothers leave any last message for you?" Usually like, no. but they were crying.
And like, I know Yuji was trying to be such a nice guy when he said that too. Like, because like if you know Yuji's like he felt really bad about that. He doesn't want to have to do that to people or curses and all that stuff. But they were killing people, so it's bad.
Yeah.
So he felt bad for them. But the brother took it as like, and as almost anyone would, it's like, oh, he's just taunting me now because my brothers are crying. It's like I'm gonna beat the shit out of him now. And then did sorta. It was an intense fight, and technically he did win it.
Yeah, he got Yuji bad.
He got Yuji.
First of all, Mekamaru coming in with the water idea.
That was wild. That was so smart. But what I liked, before we even get into all that, what I really liked I've been a really big fan of, I don't know his name, really I learned his name. This new, the oldest brother with the blood power.
I'll look it up.
Because I love hand symbol sort of thing attacks. And I know like this is sort of just supposed to be him compressing the blood down. That's what the hand symbol is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's the Naruto fan in me that is like whenever someone does something like that or they do a domain expansion, I'm like, yes, do your jutsu. It's so cool. I love his blood ability. I thought it paid out to what I wanted it to be so badly. Because it's so interesting. There's the way that he can compress it down, shoot that beam, and then it's a random beam after that. But he has so many other applications for it. And we find with a lot of anime characters, even in JJK, because there was that guy from last season who is part of the tournament from the sister exchange school who used blood techniques as well. Mm-hmm. But, if he used up too much blood, he got all tired and all stuff. This seems like this guy has like the curse ability to like regenerate. So he like can use as much blood as he wants. Yeah. It looks like.
And it seems like he keeps using the same blood.
Although, yeah, that helps too. Yeah. There is that issue of thrombosis they talked about, that weakness. I don't know what thrombosis is though. No. I didn't go to medical school.
So yeah.
Thank God.
And surprised they didn't absolutely go into super detail about it.
That was the wild part. Well, the brain was talking the entire time. The brain's a narrator right now.
The brain?
In Ghetto's head.
Oh, I never.
That's who's narrating right now.
Funny.
Yeah.
By the way, his name is Noritoshi Kamo. Kamo.
Kamo.
Yeah, Noritoshi Kamo. Yeah. That's a pretty cool name.
That's I like him. I think he's a cool character. He's greatly designed. I'm really interested to see what goes on with him. But yeah, his overall technique it paid out way better than I thought it was going to be, and I loved it. Yeah.
And I did like how like that one technique he used actually like to hit Yuji's liver wasn't actually like a really good technique, but if it's hit perfectly, it will work really well. Yeah. And then of course didn't affect Yuji at all at first.
Yeah. Even though Yuji was like something important that didn't need to be broken got broken. I'm just gonna ignore it. It's like, Yuji. I do love Yuji's mentality as that he is one of the strong. Technically, if he had a real curse technique, he would be the strongest character in the show next to arguably. But he's one of the strongest characters in this show just physically. But he like in this world that doesn't matter as much because everyone has these insane curse techniques. But I do enjoy how Yuji like looks at himself as such like a side character.
He does.
He's like his whole speech in this was like, I am just here to make sure that other people can get past you later on to go save Ghetto. I was like, oh my god. I enjoy this character. I like those characters personally. It's a huge sense of they're selfless and they have a huge humility to them. It's like I am not the god that's gonna change everything. I'm just gonna be the next stepping stone. I love those characters.
Oh yeah, I did. I totally agree.
Even though Yuji is the main character, by the way. He is. I know a bunch of you want Yuta to be the main character out there. Get out of here. Who? Yuta, the guy from Zero. The main character from the movie.
Oh, he's not the main character.
No, he's the main character. People want him to be though.
Why?
I don't know, because people don't. I don't think people like Yuji as much as we do. Then they like see Yuji as like, well, he has no really growth to have with him there. He's just like
so much. Yeah, growth.
No, but he's Yuji is still a golden retriever at the end of the day, and people want like some like emo, snarled, scarred black dog thing going on.
Naruto people, Luffy people, they are the ones we need. Yeah. But one thing was cracking me up with this episode because you were pointing it out and it's cracking me up. Yuji's getting holes in them and just getting holes in them and holes in them. It's like you're like, oh my god, this kid like he's just constantly getting stabbed and stuff in his body. But one of the great scenes to me is when Yuji finally loses and he's just sitting there and he has a big cut in him, but the light from the wherever the light's coming from is like the slash against his body. I thought that was awesome. And I don't know what this is. I saw something on the internet. It's when those two girls come running over to Yuji, who work for Ghetto. I don't know.
Yes, they're the kids that he saved from. So the town he killed, they're the kids from that town that set him on the range.
Yeah, but I don't know what their like motive is.
Oh, I don't know.
But
they love Ghetto.
All I know is that it was like manga readers knowing what the sequence starts, and it was the scene of Pedro Pascal like crying.
Oh, really?
And I'm like,
that can't be good.
What does that mean? Though?
I don't know.
There's no way Yuji dies.
No, wait. My only concern about it is like so Sukuna. So Yuji's not dying. I 100%. Yeah, there's no way Yuji's dying. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I thought Sukuna was gonna do the extension at some point to save his vessel. But it does seem like Sukuna is he's a confusing character to me because I don't know what his goal is. And I'm not saying that's like it's not bad writing in any way. I think that's the way they wrote the character, and it's great. I love it. Like I don't know what Sukuna's whole thing. Like he just wants to be revived, but like he also wants to fight Megumi, but like he doesn't care if Yuji dies because there's other fingers out there. But like I'm so confused on what his overall goal is. Right now, this should be one of the I don't know if there's other Sukuna vessels out there because technically if you eat the finger that would matter. Yeah,
maybe.
But
Yuji's like the one that
Yuji should be the strong. He's got 3-4 fingers.
They pointed out that like he probably could be like one of them if you don't handle it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but also like if in terms of like. I'm just thinking in terms of Sukuna, like this should be like probably one of his, unless someone out there is eating like 10 fingers, this should be one of his strongest, most possible vessels to come back. The only issue is that Yuji can fight him off at points. But
I did like
he has the extension agreement now.
Yeah, I feel like that might happen or something.
I feel like
but I did like how Sukuna was mad at Yuji.
For losing.
I like that. Like instead of like him being like, "Of course you loser," he's like, "Come on, how could you?" Like, he was upset with him, not because he's like, "Screw you." He was just like he expected more out of him,
and that's what really confuses me because I could see him letting Yuji die just because he pissed at him for not winning against this.
Or I could see him like what you're saying. He's like, "I got to keep this kid alive."
Yeah,
because he's probably the best vessel I'm getting.
Yeah, I mean that's probably true.
Yeah.
It's freaking,
so,
you just made a steal.
I'm really interested. And one thing that's totally washed over in this episode because who cares? I wanted to see it and they didn't show it was when the voice kid, you know his name, I don't. Showed up with a megaphone. I was like, and he's like, "Don't move." I wanted to see the scene.
I wanted to see where he destroyed all those things.
But this episode's so great that it
was amazing, and the wildness of the ending episode. Like, so Yuji does his final blast there, and it doesn't work unfortunately because Yuji's just fighting with, superhuman strength. This guy has blood technique, whatever. So he has blood armor on, and it still breaks, and then he pretty much takes a chunk out of Yuji's shoulder. And Yuji goes down. But then he starts having, like, these weird flashes.
Right after Sukuna talked, too.
That's true. Yeah. Where he says these flashes where, like, Yuji... I think he's going to do one of those stupid things, because that seems to be a theme of this show, where, like, Yuji just becomes everyone's brother. I think he's, like, having some weird, like... I think he's going to be, like, on Yuji's side next time he sees him. He's like, you're my third brother, actually.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Because it seems like his memories are getting altered. Yeah. Maybe the girls has something to do with that. Maybe they get
altered memories. Because we don't know.
I know we saw in Zero they had some ability, but they had, like, a camera. I can't remember what they did.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So it'd be kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, that's one thing I really like about this episode, too. It's like a fight the entire time. That's pretty much all it is. Unlike other animes we've talked about, they don't do flashbacks or anything like that. But then at the end, they left us with like a mystery.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about.
This show is so good.
Also, the animation for him with Yuji and his other brothers there, it was very old school style animation, and it looks beautiful and awesome. I was like, man, they're nailing even the old anime style. Like
the show doesn't miss.
Yeah,
it don't miss, man.
It don't miss.
How don't miss?
But great episode. Can't wait for next Thursday. We'll talk about it then.
Every Thursday. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's true. And then the second show is Spy X Family season
2. It's season 2.
I like calling it season 26 plus. I don't know why, because it's just what it says in Crunchyroll.
It's season 2.
It's season 2. This was a very good episode. I don't think we're gonna have a lot to talk about this episode.
Not really. I'm really interested to see how they're doing. Like it's different from the way anime usually start with their second seasons. Like usually, like the first episode of the second season, we dive right hardcore into it. Like they're taking a really slow time getting back into the story. I'm not saying it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. No. Before anybody, I'm not bad. It's not bad. I watched another episode and I was like, I feel amazing inside. This is great.
Except for the fact that like it's like the first episode in a long time, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're at war.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
And like these guys are like Nazis.
Yes. I was talking about the Bondman episode, but yeah.
Oh, the Bondman one was so good. Amazing.
Teaching young men such great values.
Yeah. I love it when Anya's like, she's like, so this is what a flirty thing is, or blah blah. She's like, I'll talk to Becky about this now. And
then like, don't do that.
Yeah, he's like, don't do it. He's like, oh my god. He's like, that's not gentleman. I just love how he just kept grabbing more and more girls.
More women. It was amazing. Every single time I was like, what kids show is this?
I don't know, but then they all messed him up though. So
that was amazing. That was great. That was so good. I love that. No, the whole Bondman thing was amazing. Every episode with Yuri in it is, in my opinion, gold.
Yeah.
Yuri is such a good character. It's really cool to see the other side of this country, this war, and how this country handles it.
Yeah.
I would love to see So the country they're in is Ostenia, right? Ostenia.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd love to see what the Western country is like, because this country, their police, their government seems like they suck a lot, like hardcore. Like everyone we met from the government seems like a really, really bad guy. So I'd love to see what the Western government. If they also suck, that's fine. That makes sense for the show.
Mm-hmm.
But like this country really does seem like it sucks. But then there are times where I'm like. Because, like, I love Yuri. This entire time I was, like, rooting for, shockingly, the guy that was being mean to kids. I was rooting for him to, like, not get in trouble this episode.
Especially because with his dad and everything.
Yeah, I know, this whole thing. Did you notice, like, I don't know if this was symbolism or not. It's symbolism for me because we're both very Christian. But, like, when he was back, when he saw the secret police and he backed up and, like, the window created, like, a perfect cross on his face. Did you see that at all?
No, I'll go back and look.
There was, so he's backing up, like, so the window frame on his face makes like a cross across his eyes. It's really good.
I'll definitely check that out.
I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know what symbolism is because there's no religion at all in this show, but I love it right now.
Yeah. Well, of course, there's no religion in the show because governments like that never allow it.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, that's true. That's
because
really true.
the government is supposed to be the religion.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, I'll definitely check that out.
I was watching, I was like, wow.
Yeah, honestly,
I don't know if I'm just being super biased right now, but this is really cool.
That's one thing I like about this episode is it's going to be nowhere near in like my top like 5 episodes of Spy X Family, but what I really liked about it is like it was just a different view of the show in a very like heartwarming but also awful way.
Yeah,
and like that's why I liked Yuri at the end. He's like, "Oh, we'll make sure we take care."
That
of
was that was nice. Yuri does have a heart, and I really do love that about him. He's pretty much a Nazi, but he is like, I mean, I guess they're not burning people, but.
That we know of.
What's the next worst country that we can think of that's doing stuff like this?
There's a lot.
Russia, super please. Yeah, he's like, he's pretty much a Russian.
China.
I don't know if this country's China.
Yeah, they don't have
I think Russia is bad, but not as bad as China. I don't know. I haven't been to those parts of the world. Probably never will for good reasons.
Yeah.
But regardless, it is good to see that he has a heart somewhere in there, and he's like, and he resonated with the guy. It's like, I'll do anything to protect my family on a level.
Yeah,
because it fixed this country, and like. In reality, him and his, Yuri's whole thing is like, I want to keep this country good for my sister, and even this guy wanted to change his country for his family. Like they're the same storyline, just different aspects.
That sounds good. So, I did enjoy too when Yuri's like, how dare like someone of this awfulness breathe the same air as my sister? I was like, oh my god.
What I loved too was when his superior like said, he's like Fjord, and like, Yuri was like, he said Fjord, and Yuri went like, whoa, and again is like. It's like, go home.
Yeah. He's like, no, that always happens.
That always happens. And he goes to see his sister at the end. She pats his head. And it's like, oh my God, sister.
Like, you're waking up the neighbors. I did like Anya, though, when she like reads his mind. She just comes over and she's like, and he's like, what is this stupid leash job?
I want him. I know. I love this. I love the relationship. I want him just to love Anya so much.
I know,
though.
me too.
So
I do
badly.
love when he shows up, though, and Yours like, oh, Yuri, and then like Anya's like, oh, she's like Unky, and then Lloyd's like, oh, hey, how's it going? He's like, what is he doing here? He should be working even at night. And then the episode turned to the Bodman thing, which was hilarious. And then I really did like the 3 little.
Oh, I love those.
Things. Those were
amazing.
So good.
Yeah, those were so really. Oh my God,
I love when Lloyd goes into the whole thing about like riding the polar bear. It makes no sense. And then Anya's definitely just like, I want to ride it.
And he's like, she rides it, and he's like, all right. And she's like, I want to ride it again. I don't get this.
I love it.
He wanted to know, a wholesome terror of like, this is about stealing their free will from them or something like that. And she's like, no, ride polar bear.
Yeah. And then I love when they go to the pool.
And
she hears all the, I love how it's all boys too.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm peeing. She's like, I never want to go to the pool again. He's like,
I thought you had a good time.
Yeah, I don't understand children. And then, dude, with Damien the Goons, first of all, next episode looks so good.
It's going to be so good.
Next episode looks so good. I was like, oh. We got Becky, we got Damien the boys.
We got the real squad that we're here for there. Yeah.
Anya. Then we got Yor and Scruffy Head working together.
My God, they're picking up cats. Let's go.
Next episode's gonna be out of control.
Yeah,
good.
I'm excited for it.
But when Damien the goons get up, like, Lord Damien, make sure you're up. And he's like, I already been up for an hour. I was like, okay, I don't really know what this is about. I was like, it's funny though. And also just cuts to Lloyd over on you. He's like, get up. You only got 10 minutes.
She was late for school.
Yeah, I
loved it. It's so good. Oh my God.
Dude, when I saw the preview for next episode, I was like,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I watched the show the day it came out. I was like, oh no.
Dude, Damien the Goons, Becky, and Anya. Oh.
That is the real squad.
Oh, that's the squad.
That's the real story. Like, I love the whole like countries, storyline, plotting. It's all great. When Lloyd and No, what's the other one? Frost in the tennis episode.
Oh, that was great.
Name Frost? Yeah.
Frost,
when they're doing stuff like that, it's great. And when Yor's killing people, it's awesome too. But man, I am 100% only here for the school day episodes.
They're the best.
It's so wild. I'll never forget the day Damien realized that he loved Anya. It was one of the best. These are the best things ever.
I will. And obviously we have a huge bias. If you watch the podcast, we love Damien and the Goons.
Oh, Damien and the Goons.
We're here for Damien and the Goons. The Goons. Like, hey, yo,
the show's definitely like supposed to be like pushing you towards that though, because they did a whole episode on him and it was great.
True. Yeah. That's so true. Yeah, the season. Yeah.
I will be interested to see when they stop doing these split episodes though, when it goes to like start going to like full on stories.
That's why I think that's what I get the vibe for next episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Yeah. That or the next one after that, because like this could still just be a return to school like filler.
Well, next episode is literally, it had one title. It was which the title was so good. Oh, was it Operation like Love Connection 2 or something?
Oh, let's go!
And that was just the name of the episode.
Let's go!
And I was like, oh no, what does that mean?
I can't wait. Yeah. I'm so excited for it.
I'm super pumped. And then next week, get ready because next week the podcast will be a little longer because we're gonna have a third anime. And if Jujutsu Kaisen keeps up the way it is, and if Spike's Family so the preview lives up to anything, next episode might be like 45 minutes to an hour. So just up on that.
Get ready for it, baby.
All right, happy Halloween, y'all.
Peace.
Thank you, Normal Nerd Nation, for listening and maybe even watching another podcast episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Instagram. Davis is always posting hilarious memes on there.
Also, like and subscribe while you're at it, and leave a rating if you have some time. It helps people find the show.